Do you know that more people own a mobile phone than a toothbrush? That's right. According to a survey by the Mobile Marketing Association of Asia, worldwide, about 4.8 billion people own a mobile phone, while only 4.2 billion own a toothbrush. The average time an adult spends on a smartphone is 3 hours 54 minutes a day. Another survey by author Adam Alter revealed that 46% of young adults would rather break a bone than break their phone. Surprised? Me too. Leave me a comment below and tell me how many hours a day you use your smartphone. So today, we are going to understand the science that makes smartphones as addictive as drugs. And in the second part of the video, I will give you 7 ideas of how you can break this loop and 1 bonus tip to take charge of your own powerful brain. So let's get going. Hey there, this is Chetna and you're watching ChetChat. So what is it that makes smartphones as addictive as drugs? Let's peep into the human brain. Imagine playing a game of PUBG and winning a chicken dinner at the end of the match. This stimulus of pleasure causes your brain to release dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is produced in the ventral tegmental area, VTA, of the brain. From the VTA, it moves to 4 different areas of the brain. The first is the amygdala. The amygdala processes emotions, and we feel this happiness or euphoria. The second area this dopamine travels to is the hippocampus, which is responsible for the formation of memories. The hippocampus will remember that game or the chat notification that made you happy. And the next time you encounter it, you will click on it based on previous experiences of pleasure. Now, this action of clicking is controlled by the third region in the pathway, the nucleus accumbens. The nucleus accumbens is also called the brain's pleasure center. This directs our motor actions and prompts our fingers to keep tapping. And finally, the dopamine also reaches the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is that part of the brain towards the front that is larger in humans than in any other animal. It powers our ability to think, plan, solve problems, and make decisions. This area is also responsible for our focus, and in response to the dopamine surge, it diverts all the attention from the studies that we are supposed to do towards the smartphone. Now, if dopamine is making us happy, what's the problem? The problem is that dopamine puts your brain into overdrive. As a habit forms, the brain responds by toning down the impact of dopamine. Now, you need more of your phone to get that same pleasure. Now, excess dopamine also causes the level of serotonin to drop. Serotonin is a hormone responsible for satiety or contentment. Therefore, the more dopamine we get, the serotonin levels drop and we are just not satisfied. We keep going back to our phone for more and more, which leads to addiction. Before we move on to the algorithm of our smartphone, I would like to give a shout out to Dhyana Trivedi, who left this warm message on our previous video that got 89 likes from you. So if you want a shout out in my next video, leave me a message below with the hashtag ChetChatters. The algorithm. Don't our brains get bored of playing the same game over and over? These apps and games are very clever. They have inbuilt techniques to generate novelty, like new levels of PUBG or new video recommendations on YouTube. This starts the dopamine loop all over again, and it's called a compulsion loop. This, by the way, is the same loop responsible for addiction to cocaine or nicotine. Do you know, in the last 1 year, there has been a 55% increase in social media usage and 45% increase in online gaming? I want you to share with me how you feel about your phone and why you are so unable to put it down. Digital escape room. 93% people confess to using their phones to avoid boredom, as against reading a book or engaging with other people. and 47% millennials admitted that they often use their smartphones with the sole intention of avoiding people around them. In fact, this behavior has led to some new English words like nomophobia, nomophobia, which is the fear of being without your cell phone, or ringxiety, which is the constant illusion that your phone is ringing, and phubbing, which is the practice of ignoring the people in front of you to keep checking your mobile. Do you know any other interesting new words like these? And drop them for me in the comment below. And now for the solutions. So how do we stop ourselves from falling down this rabbit hole of mobile addiction? Here are 7 solutions to control your device before it starts controlling you. From real life to real life. The search for dopamine outside our phones. Scientists have found that 1 hour of meditation increases dopamine by 64%. Doing half an hour of yoga, listening to your favorite songs, and getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep also refuels your body's dopamine. And not only dopamine, these activities also release serotonin. So we feel satisfied and truly happy. And in case you're looking at some scientifically proven ways to increase your brain power, then check out this video and I will drop a link for you below. Set it right. So there are many ways to keep the notifications on your phone off. Try to disable notifications, keep your phone on DND or on Zen mode, or switch it off when you're not using it. You could also uninstall addictive apps like Instagram or Facebook and use them from your browser instead. I'll share a trick with you. Switch your phone from color to grayscale. Colored objects activate the visual areas of the brain. These parts of the brain process color and store positive memories associated with bright colors like red and blue. In contrast, black and white do not have any refreshing memories associated with them and will not keep our attention for long. The 3-2-1 rule. Now imagine your productive, focused mind to be like this calm lake. And each notification is like a stone dropping into the lake. Now, if there are drops all around, the lake is disturbed. It can take a while before you get back to that productive state of mind. So how about you check your personal messages only 3 times a day? You use recreational apps, which are for videos, etc., only twice a day. And check your group chats only once a day. Make your phone a reward for finishing your work. For example, I will watch 1 full episode of Friends only after I finish revising 2 chapters. 5-minute challenge. Did you know that an average user checks their smartphone about 120 times a day? Most of the time we do this in between 2 activities. For example, the 5 minutes between classes. Now, in these 5 minutes, try alternate activities like meditation, some stretches, or even a power nap. This will help you focus on your next activity. Buddha said, the trouble is you think you have time. One of the most difficult steps in controlling our addiction is to regulate the amount of time that we spend on social media. How about you set a daily reminder under your activity on Instagram, or remind me to take a break under time watched on YouTube. Start with 1 hour and gradually reduce it to 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and so on. My personal trick is to become publicly accountable. Take a sheet of paper, write down your target time and daily usage, and stick this paper on your fridge. Once you realize that all eyes are on you, I tend to feel pressurized to stay within the time limit. Tuck your phone to bed, away from you. This is the hardest one. I struggle to keep my phone in another room when I go to sleep, but it's a must-do. Also, challenge yourself to complete 5 small tasks in the morning before you look at your phone. Once you get into the rhythm of the day, you will not spend a lot of time on the phone yourself. Out of sight, out of mind. Now for the bonus tip. Bonus tip is phone-free living. You and your family can demarcate some phone-free zones in the house, like the dining table or the balcony. phone-free timings like the evenings or lunchtime, and maybe even phone-free days like family vacations or Sundays. You can turn this into a game. Whoever uses their phone first will have a fun punishment. And I hope this video helps you to be phone-free for a bit. So stay happy and happy learning.